Hello YouTube, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Today I'm going to show you guys the first part of many parts of how to configure and install Windows Server 2012. I'm going to be covering the 7410, and this is shouldn't probably be the first video, but it's the video that I need to do first to get going what I want to show next, which is Server Core, and that is the first part to show you guys. So I can't really show you all the nitty-gritty things you can do with Server Core 2012 unless I have my HyperV going. So I'm going to show you guys what I need to do first to get HyperV going. As you can see, inside my RSAT 8.1 interface, you can see Yoda has an error. If you don't know what RSAT is, that's an acronym for Remote Server Administration Tool Pack. What this allows you to do is manage roles without actually remoting in. However, as I've explained to other junior admins, you do need to actually use the admin pack quite a bit. RDP quite a bit. The admin pack won't be able to do everything. Case in point, configuring roles. However, you can do pretty much anything from PowerShell, and I mean anything that I know of. So we're going to click up here. This is the server manager. If you don't know how to get to here, let me show you. So this is what your server may or may not look like. Usually server manager launches at the startup. So you're going to click this down here. Server manager is going to launch up. It's nice and quick. I love how quick Server 2012 is. You click on this tab right here, Manage. By the way, this thing right here kind of doubles as this. It won't give you the same messages, but it's the same thing. But this one is for Server Manager. So if you have issues, it's going to tell you what you need to do next if you're deploying roles. So we're going to go Manage, Add Roles and Features, because we're adding a role. Now, I'm not going to get into what a VDI install is because it's not for this video. But a VDI is a real cool way that you can basically have an offline version of the role you're using. So we're going to click role-based or feature-based installation. Some people call them feature-based, but if you're an old-school server guy, not saying I am, I'm kind of intermediate, but if you are an old-school server guy, you call them roles. And if you're a Linux guy, you call them daemons. But that's, again, another video that I probably won't be covering because I don't care to do that. But anyway, now what you're going to do is you're going to select if you want to do a virtual hard disk or select a server from a server pool. Now, we don't have any pools really set up. We're just going to pick this one, which is the one we're working on. It's localhost, which is also 5.11 in our case. Could be whatever for your server. Now here's the different roles that are installed. As you can see, I've already got Active Directory domain services installed because I need that. That's a must for me. As you can see, I'm on a new domain now. I switched over to Server 2012 and I went the route of just doing a fresh install and making a new domain because I didn't have a lot to lose and I thought it would be better. So also, a thing to point out is if you're ever going to take it down to Server Core, some of these roles aren't available, but we'll get into that later. We're going to select HyperV. Now notice this window pops up saying Add Roles in Feature Wizard. And it's telling you that the following tools are required to manage this feature, but do not have to be installed on the same server. So you could theoretically install these services on a completely different server and have them all linked back to each other. But in this case, we're just going to add them on this server because I don't have tons and tons of money for tons and tons of servers. Thank God for HyperV. Now, that's done. We don't need anything else, so you can go in here and select things if you do need, but I don't need those. We're going to click Next. Now, at this point in time, I did go and grab, you're supposed to have a separate network adapter for your HyperV. It's recommended not to use the same network adapter for your server, your host server, and the HyperV machines. So I went out and I picked up from my work, I kind of snagged them. I didn't steal them. I actually told them I was taking them, of course. I don't steal, but that's just a term I use. I stole them from work, and both of them require a 32-bit install. Well, I'm not installing a 64-bit server. I don't think they make that anymore. In fact, I know they don't. So we're going to have to use the same adapter, sadly, but yes. Now, this is a new window that you may have not seen. It says HyperV can be configured to send and receive live migration of virtual machines on this server. Configuring HyperV now enables any available networks on the server to be used for live migration. If you want a dedicated specific network for live migration, use HyperV settings after you install the role. Okay, so at this point you want to pick where you're going to put your HyperV machines. Okay, so we're going to keep those there, but I don't want all of them to go to my normal drive. So this is my data drive, and this is going to shrink a lot, but we're going to just make one here for now. And we're going to call this, I don't know yet, we'll call it VM box. Actually, that sounds like VirtualBox. Let's call it VM storage. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go virtual hard disk files. You want to keep the configuration files on the C drive if I were you, but for this we're going to go ahead and navigate to where we just put that. So that was on the data drive. We're going to go down, VM storage, click OK. Now they're going to be stored there, no biggie there. So here you can check restart the destination server if required. I don't care to do that because it'll tell me. So right now it's installing the remote server administration tools, role administration tools, as you can see here, HyperV management tools, HyperV module for Windows PowerShell, which is basically just a module so you can do a lot of cool things with PowerShell. It's kind of like an add-on so it can interface. Also, you might want to notice that there's different types of PowerShell. There's one for Exchange, there's one for small business server Exchange. There's all these different ones. And of course the GUI management tools. So this is going to install. I'm probably going to fast forward through this part. But let's see here. Oh, there it goes. And one of the great things about Server 2012 is it's really fast. It has a light footprint, and as I'm really excited to show you guys soon, you can really do some crazy stuff with it. You can take, if you don't really know what you're doing with command line, and you're a junior admin, you can give Server 2012 to a junior admin and say, hey, I need you to build this and this and this. And then when you're done, give it back to me, and then the senior admin can totally take it down, or he can, if you trust him, take it down to a server core install, because it's really not that hard. But you do want to make sure that if you do go and take it down to server core, that the roles that you just installed in the GUI are available in server core, because a lot of them aren't. So as you can see, I've just installed the role, and as I was saying earlier, this thing's complaining at you. Let's go see what it says. A restart is pending on blah, blah, blah. You must restart the destination servers to finish the installation. So what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. And you can restart it a few different ways. If you don't have the start menu like R2, what you can actually do is hit Alt Control Delete. Right, but that's going to bring it up on my host because I'm remoted in. Another way you can do it is you can just simply go down to here, click on your settings, and then you can go to power here and reboot it. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to tell it that we're doing I usually just put whatever in here. Operating system reconfiguration unplanned. Good enough. So that's going to reboot. While it's rebooting, 39%, 48%. So now you can see it's already fixed itself. HyperV is already tied in. It's very smooth. Now we can just make virtual machines from here really easily. Alrighty, let's go in. Oh, I love Server 2012. It's sweet. I'm a Linux guy too, and I'm just smitten with Server 2012. It's part of the reason that little glitch there. It's part of the reason you're supposed to use your own NIC for the actual host server and the VMs, because when you get into NIC teaming and using the virtual switch, you'll see why you want your own dedicated NICs, and not just one. You want a few to really take advantage of NIC teaming. Okay. Still thinking away. HyperV. See, everything's coming back green now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into HyperV and have a look. Okay. Nice performance counter, and that's pretty much it. That's how you install HyperV. If you wanted to use it now, like directly on a server, which I really don't recommend, but you could, you'd go into here, click on here, and you'd add a new virtual machine. Okay, thank you for watching my video, guys. And the next video I'm going to do is going to be how to make virtual machines in HyperV and a little bit about that. Okay, you guys have a great day, and till next time.